Spurs forever didn't even know there was a lottery. I mean, they picked Tim Duncan in 1997 and then thought it got canceled for about 20 years. Last year they were in the lottery. Now they're back in this year. And they take Josh Primo from Alabama. This is a kid, Canadian. Yeah, all right, sure. I love it. Then went to Alabama Crimson Tide. This is a kid who that you look at what he did, averaged 8 points, 3.4 rebounds. This is a potential and what they think they can do kind of pick. So let's bring our guys in. Avery, who was coach at Alabama, Matt Norlander, Joshua Primo. You like what this fit is with him and the Spurs?
A little bit surprised that Primo went this high, but this is a long-term play for the Spurs. I don't think they're counting on Primo to come in and start and play, 38 minutes a game in his rookie year. He's got a few guys ahead of him. But from what I've heard, Primo really took a major step forward at the Combine in Chicago. He was really ahead of schedule. He blew some GMs away. And I think what he did, not only at Alabama, but in his workouts at the Chicago Combine, showing his ball handling skills, I think a lot of the GMs fell in love up close and personal with his size. He's interviewed extremely well. So he just rocketed up the draft board. So this is a long-term play for the Spurs. This kid, fell in love with Alabama when we took our team to Canada to play some of those preseason games back when I had Colin Sexton.
I knew there was going to be a connection there. You either coached the kid in 6th grade, knew this kid in 5th grade, recruited him, signed him, had him for months, or you took your team to Canada, he saw them play, and then ended up in
That's why I'm on CBS Sports HQ.
And then in the meantime, you're officiating Sean Payton's wedding in Mexico. What are you doing? You're here, you're there, you're everywhere. Avery Johnson. Look, Alabama was not supposed to have the kind of year they had preseason, and then suddenly you look at me and go, man, they got a lot of players out there. Yeah. Their coach was a very good coach, an excitable guy, did a great job, and they had a lot of different guys that I liked and looked at. What do you think of Primo when you remember this team?
He wasn't the first, second, or third most important player on the roster. Josh Primo is the biggest riser of any player in this draft. For him to go this high is frankly stunning, but this is quite clearly a long-term play. There's fascinating dynamics here. I mean, Greg Popovich is on the other side of the planet right now, coaching a completely different team as the draft is going on, as we got the Olympics as well. I cannot wait for my buddy Gary Parrish to grade this draft pick because I'm just not seeing it here. He was decent three-point shooter, just 50% from 2, only played 50% of the available minutes on a quality Alabama team. He's an NBA draft pick, don't get me wrong, but this is, to me, this is the biggest reach that we've seen so far, and that's even saying with Josh Giddey going as high as he did and kind of stunning everyone with going to Oklahoma City. He's a quality player, but I'm a little stumped. I want to hear GP's grade. Go all in, buddy.
We won't wait. Let's hear it. There's a kid.
Let's hear it. Gary, it's Professor Parrish. Let's go. What do you got on Joshua Primo?
I'll go C+, and Norlander is right. This is by far the biggest stretch so far in this draft. If you thought the Grizzlies reached on Zaire Williams, that's really nothing compared to the Spurs going with Josh Primo in this range. He is only 18 years old, and he is a shooter. So I'm not going to put a ceiling on somebody, and I'd probably go a lower grade if this were a different franchise than San Antonio. They have a track record that you should be able to trust over the years, but there is no scenario where I would have considered, I don't think, Josh Primo in this range.
Do you want a sports network that delivers everything that matters about the game? The highlights, the picks, the instant analysis, no yelling, no fake debates, no politics. Hit the subscribe button and never miss a moment.